What's up, gamers? Loki sprinting to this, I should say welcome to Articulate, the podcast where I'm anything but. Yeah, Loki sprinting to this job interview thing because who would have guessed it? Doing things takes so much longer than one might think. Actually, not really running late. It's just sort of, I was like, oh shit, I forgot I have to brush my teeth. And also running around and grabbing things and getting ready doesn't just take like 20 seconds, dude. So perhaps plan for that in the future. At my grown age, I should know that by now. But yeah, I also got, look at these new gloves that I have. Weirdly, I didn't know that this random like leather, is this leather? I don't know. I didn't know it is so much better than my other gloves at like using phone screens and stuff. And I didn't even think that it would even, I actually don't know how any of that works now that I think about it. So like, is it just, I don't know. It has to be some sort of specific material, some sort of warmth to it. Maybe not warmth, but like it has to think that the glove is a finger. But yeah, we are back in the great outdoors, gamers. And I'm saying back, but fully, this might go up before the Coinstar one, which is fully like an hour and a half, and it was raining, and I had an umbrella. So I don't have the security of an umbrella or loud rain or lots of stuff going on if I do happen to walk by any sort of individuals. But I don't think that's gonna happen. It's actually kind of early in the morning. What time is it? It's 9 something. Please, phone. Please. After I was just talking about how these gloves are awesome, turns out they're not, because it won't let me see what time it is. But yeah, hopefully this one, it won't be a bunch of clips. It'll just be me sprinting. Might only be like 15 minutes long, honestly. Yeah, gotta get to this job thing, and decided to walk because I enjoy walking, and this would be good for my brain, you know. This will keep me up because I've actually not gone to sleep yet, technically, even though I woke up pretty late yesterday. So my sleeping schedule is in fact horrendous right now. But yeah, this will keep me up. This is a bit of movement, bit of stuff and things. And yet again, I'm trying to Pavlov my brain into being good at interviews. I don't know if Pavlov is the right term, but I'm like, I'll do this to activate my YouTuber/streamer brain. And then I'll just walk in pussy first into that interview with infinite confidence. And they'll hire me on the spot, dude. I'm feeling real good. I'm gonna obtain a job very soon. Perhaps even a car. Would you look at that, gamers? I'm actually becoming some sort of adult here. Shit, I forgot about cars. So I do have, in fact, have to project even though there's cars and zero rain, because the rain didn't really pick up much on the microphone. And also I had that umbrella, which felt very normal, and it felt like I could scream and shout in public. I'm also remembering I'm about to be walking on this side of the, what am I even saying? On the side of the road, low key. I don't know if there's much of a sidewalk where I'm going. Yo, I forgot about this. There's gonna be so many cars going by, and I kind of have to shut up when they're going by because they're loud as hell sometimes, but sometimes they're not. And this one's not gonna be edited probably at all, because as I said, this one's probably going up before the other one because I was uploading the other one yesterday. Because I was like, that's right, this is going to take eons to upload. Because every YouTube video does, and this one's an hour and a half. The longest thing I've ever uploaded to that platform. So I was like, let's upload this. And then I started uploading it and forgot that I was uploading it. And then, hang on, I'm going past a sign that might dox me. Let me move way towards the camera. Crotch shot. I meant more towards the ground. I said more towards the camera. Yeah, I started uploading that, completely forgot that it existed, and then closed my laptop and went the hell to sleep. Which means we lost so many hours. Maybe not so many, but a decent chunk of time where it would have been uploading, and it maybe broke the upload. So I might have to restart entirely, but it's gotten up to 42% at this point. So chances are that doesn't go up today. If it takes too long, I might just upload this, because I also forgot that I was going to draw a silly little umbrella for that episode of the pod. Yeah, weirdly feeling confident about this interview, even though I'm gonna go in and my brain is immediately gonna turn off. But I have more answers to questions they might ask me. Hang on, there's a semi about to run me over. Oh, doesn't even have a big thing on the back. It's just a naked semi, dude. That's crazy. Is that why they're called? Never mind, let's not get into that. But the interview's gonna be great. We gotta record this. Love me some walking. And I did say this is gonna keep me up, and it is. It's gonna give me maybe a little bit of energy, and also I haven't been stretching very much recently, which is unfortunate. Well, I did a little bit today, a teeny tiny bit yesterday, but I kind of just started stretching and then gave up immediately. But I did do a few little stretches / exercises, so that counts for something, I guess. And then what am I saying? Yeah, this is good exercise. But also I suspect me absolutely slamming an energy drink later. 200 milligrams of caffeine. Get that shit coursing through my veins. That is most certainly going to keep me up more than just walking and moving around will. Or will I? I don't know. Low-key, I might just crash and pass out right when I get home. But low-key, I don't know where I'm going. I just kind of remember. So, my house will end soon. We're nearing the 10-minute mark. That would be kind of crazy. Do I have one more thing to talk about? No. Should I? Oh, there's a horse over there. And a dog. Would you look at that? Actually, I do remember. Because Google Maps, there was a separate business kind of near it, which means if I see that, I've passed the place I'm trying to go to and I'm going the wrong way. But yeah, epic podcast moments, hopefully epic job moments. Do I have anything interesting to say? Nothing interesting has happened recently, except go follow my Instagram, because I've been posting stuff on there every single day. My last 3 posts were, in fact, and also my text posts, I've been doing that every day, like Blue Sky and Threads, but my last 3 Instagram posts were just pictures of my computer, and I was like, yo, I can make a joke about this. Like, this is what happens when you have to upload Instagram stuff every day. Every little morsel of a joke, you just have to post it. Or anything that's semi-interesting, you best believe it's going on the internet forever, dude. And so I was like, oh, I could make a joke about this. Let me type this up on Google Docs, the fact that my last 3 posts were just pictures of my computer screen. And that'll be cool, that'll be awesome. Self-awareness and whatnot, that's cool to have. Just realized I'm making great time, actually, because I'm pretty sure I'm almost there. And I've been recording for 11 minutes, so I am in fact going to be early. My pits are slightly sweaty. Probably too much information, but yeah. Instagram, stuff like that. Been being absurdly consistent over on Instagram, so that's cool. Been looking up how to drive stick shift. Just remembered a video that I added to my watch later that I'm supposed to watch later. Didn't realize how stupid that sentence sounded until I started finishing the sentence. And that one too, honestly, that I just said. Yeah, I gotta watch another stick shift video that I uploaded to my YouTube channel. Not uploaded, that I saved to watch later, because that'll be good for me to not crash the car and have it blow up on me. I just really gotta cross my fingies and hope that other people are good at driving and know what they're doing. I'm coming to a bit of a fork in the road that I'm like, I don't think I should be walking here, and also that I might be going the wrong way. But let's just go for it. I'm honestly gonna end this podcast so I can figure out where I'm going. But like and subscribe or whatever, and catch you in the next one, gamers. I think that's it. I'm trying to finish thoughts that I might have been saying. I don't think this one's boring and maybe filler, because I couldn't upload that last one. So enjoy this, I guess. Leave a comment, I suppose. Say the whole last intro, but this is just the second little clip, which I wasn't expecting and I didn't really want to do, because I just wanted to upload this straight from my freaking phone when I got home. But I literally have to brag about how absolutely legendary that interview. And it's a bit windy. I'm gonna just have to trust in newer phones, dude. Cause like, I don't know. Fix all my problems for me, okay? That's what you're for. But yeah, I didn't want to have to edit 2 different clips and export that, because that takes a long time for some reason. Even if it is just 2 small little clips. So let's just brag for a second and then hop off to make this more seamless. But basically the interview went pretty good, other than me going to the exact, not opposite direction, but like a different place entirely, because Google Maps was listed kind of differently, and this person wanted me to come to a whole ass like residence, honestly, and do this silly little interview. And low-key, gamers, this job might be kind of sick as hell, because they also have stuff going on where I would like to move after I save up enough money to move, you know? And so yeah, the lady said the transfer would be pretty much seamless, gamers. The only thing slightly horrifying is she said that eventually I'll be going to, like, I can just say whatever, dude. I just went to this interview for a window cleaner position at this one company. She said I'd have to be doing stuff solo eventually. So like, you start with like 2 people on the job. I'm assuming they're teaching me, they're helping me do stuff. Except low key, that actually doesn't even sound that hard, because something else, I was yapping about this mayhaps on a stream at one point, but absolutely freaking lying on your resume, except not really, because this person, I even asked him a little question about this paperwork I was filling out. Because I was like, oh, my last technically my most recent not resume, my most recent, what's it called? My most recent freaking job experience was doing lawn care, but it was legit just like helping family members and stuff, like going and mowing their lawn, but I just exaggerated and lied about it a little bit so that it would sound kind of cool. And I asked this lady, I was like, yo, that's my most recent thing. Can I just put that? Would that be weird? Otherwise, my most recent would be Wendy's like several years ago, which wouldn't look the greatest, but why am I saying this? Lawn care? Oh yeah, because doing that, I fully did that by myself at a certain point. I was like, I would just steal my mom's car. I'm kidding. She would like be somewhere else. I would drop her off at work, I'm pretty sure, and then go there at this place where I needed to mow this lawn just by myself and then get stuff done because I knew what I was doing. So if they're teaching me how to clean windows and whatnot, then fully I can just know how to do that and go through the motions. So yeah, that happened, and then fun little interview portion happened, and my brain did sort of turn off, and I wasn't doing good, and I was doing the lame, somewhat one-word answers, expressionless, absolutely just giving this person nothing. But then, gamers, I tried my absolute hardest to initiate my epic gamer brain. I'm a live streamer and obnoxious YouTuber, and I was just ever so slightly self-deprecating in a way that was I self-deprecating? I don't know. I think I just started leaning into yapping and saying words. So it went from a little bit more robotic, please hire me, I'm saying all the keywords type shit, to having a bit of an interaction with someone. Especially when she was like, yo, do you have any questions? And the reason why I know this was because she was sort of interviewing some other guy before me while I was filling out paperwork. And they were talking about where the company sort of operates a bit and about the company, which is how I know that they're at that place that I want to move to eventually. And so weird shit's going on. Noticing weird stuff in people's lawns. Got a bit windy. There was a bird flying overhead. This is unimportant. But basically, yeah, they were yapping, doing that guy's interview. Maybe like the wind's coming from that way. I'll cover the mic slightly. Okay? And I just realized my hand was directly in front of the camera. So epic gamer moments, epic YouTuber moments. This is so much longer than I wanted it to be. But also, I'm gonna rotate the camera. Can I do that? I think. Nope. Don't think I can, but let's just go with it, gamers. So basically, yeah, she was like, do you have any questions? And I asked about transferring. Would that be complicated? She said it would be seamless, which was legendary to hear. And then, usually I fully don't understand, what am I saying? Usually I fully don't understand asking questions. It seems lame. Like I read the job description. I'm perfect for the job. Give me money. This shit is loud as hell, dude. I got a high-speed wind warning on my phone. I don't know if that's specifically where I live, but this could be that starting up, honestly. This is gonna be mostly in your right ear because that's kind of the mic that I'm yelling into. So sorry if that's weird. I gotta avoid a sign that is gonna dox me for a second. So hang on, let me crotch shot again, or I could just cover the camera. I didn't consider that, really. Look, guys, it's an actual podcast. I reframed a lame question that Google's always telling me to ask, but it's like, I just sort of looked it up and then found one that wasn't super lame, one that I kind of liked, and then I reframed it slightly to be more towards me because I'm a narcissist. No, I'm kidding, but like tailored to make me sound cooler. But Google was like, ask them about what are some struggles that people face at the beginning, you know, challenges and whatnot. And I was like, I need to emphasize that in practice, I'm not actually the worst person to hire. I know on paper, it's a little bit rough, okay? My resume is not the most impressive thing to ever exist. Not the most impressive thing I've ever made. But which way is the wind going? I'm trying to like walk sideways, kind of. But yeah, I reframed it slightly. I was like, because I need to emphasize all that. Look at that, it's not so windy right now for some reason. I was like, I love learning. I would like to get ahead of the curve and whatnot. So what are some challenges people face when they first start out? And the lady literally said, good question, 2 or 3 times. It's kind of awesome. So I was like, this is sick nasty. And also as the interview went on, and the more, turns out you just gotta say words. You just gotta yap a little bit and you'll start like becoming a person and being comfortable. At least if you're like a socially inept Virgo like me. Virgos are like that apparently, where they aren't very sociable at first. So I'm like, let's expedite the process, dude. I'm just gonna start saying words, even if it kind of sucks. And then near the end, low-key, I was interacting with this person, you know, having a conversation. Not having a conversation, but I walked away being like, there's a chance I could get hired there, because truly, it's always working against the grain. I'm like, here's my almost 0 experience. Please give me money. And so that would be sick nasty if that happened. But yeah, we just 2x'd the amount of this video. And also, did I say I went to the entirely wrong place and had to start walking faster. I was even there slightly early. And then I was like, this place doesn't look like it's inhabited by people at all. And it actually wasn't. I had to sprint to an entirely different place. And then, what the hell am I saying? I sprinted to this place because it was where I was actually trying to go. And Google Maps, it was just listed wrong on Google Maps. So I went there, did this little interview that went pretty freaking well. So much so that I had to 2x this video, and now I have to put these clips into DaVinci Resolve and then export them, which is going to take an hour probably for some reason. And then start uploading those to YouTube. Potentially, I guess that other thing that was supposed to go up today has made some progress at this point. And it's earlier than I think it is, so I could just wait that out and then upload that later today. Don't know how much vetting I could do of the video or like reviewing or whatever, because those dogs are so loud. That was horrifying. I was like, are these one of those dogs that isn't on a leash? Because low-key, there's many that are like that over here. And there's that same black dog that was here in the Coinstar video that went up last week, which would be today for me, if that ends up happening, if this doesn't upload fast enough. It's kind of hot right now. Like, the sun's low-key beating on me, and I'm wearing this big old sweater, partially because I was like, let me go to an interview wearing something that doesn't just show a random graphic t-shirt, because I literally don't own anything else other than a graphic t-shirt and one black dress shirt. So I was like, let me throw this on and then just sort of go to this interview, because it's like a bit of a turtleneck. It zips up pretty high. It looks nice. You can see some of the pattern here. Look at that. And I'm looking at how long this is, and I'm truly like, why am I still here? Is this chill? Is this fun? It's just sort of POV, you're me and you're walking home. Basically, there's nothing else to say. I wore this sweater, legendary interview. The more seconds I'm here yapping or whatever, the longer this is going to take to export and upload. But also I've sort of just accepted the fact that I'm just going to wait it out and upload that 1 hour and a half YouTube video later, or Saturday, I guess, because my dumbass cannot freaking upload weekly for the life of me. So we'll be doing that. Also something, hang on. I was just about to say something. Yeah, I can't upload shit for the life of me. And also, I guess that's sort of, it was a bit of a way into the upload process. It was pretty high up in the percentages when I left. It was like 42. And this one's gonna take a bit to upload anyway. And uploading 2 things at the exact same time might not be the greatest idea. Yeah, catching the next one, gamers, for real this time. Make sure to like and subscribe or whatever. Leave a comment, I suppose. I'm drawing a guitar. I don't know how to play guitar, and going against all the things I don't want to say or believe, I don't know if I'll ever know how to play guitar, but I would like to. It's one of those likes that feels like a need. Maybe a need that feels like an inevitability. Like in 10 years' time, I'm going to be sitting in a house that I own and jamming out, or even working on an album. But for that plan to come true, I'd have to fit even 5 minutes into my busy schedule of being depressed and procrastinating all my hopes and dreams away. I have lots of plans right now, whether it be making stupid emotes for Twitch, or doing different kinds of streams, or bigger and better stuff over on YouTube, or actually working on that game I want to make. All these different creative things that I would like to do, not to mention drawing, which I need to be doing more of, and I have like 5 million ideas. So I've been getting into that recently. It's pretty cool. But there's also a whole other category of shit in my personal life. Like this interview that I felt so good about, I recorded even more shit to edit together and export and upload, because I just wanted to brag about how it went. I've made lots of plans in the past, and despite my disdain for this statement being a fact, not many of them have come to fruition. Sometimes, while my body is simultaneously aching due to rotting away in bed, and I'm using all the fibers in my body, desiring creative projects and stories to somehow be told from my mouth, I catch something. But sometimes, while I'm simultaneously rotting away in bed, and I'm using
all the fibers of my body, desiring creative projects and stories to somehow be told from my mouth. I catch something. A spark. A small spark, a big spark. It varies, and it propels me to create. It works like nothing else. The kind of fire under your ass that'll make you work on creative stuff like it's a full-time job and enjoy it. Something about this spark feels almost spiritual, and this is all very inspiring, or whatever. At least it could have been if I would have received a bigger spark from whatever inspired me to write this. But it feels a little disingenuous to speak about this crazy legendary spark that inspired me to write a silly little, hang on, let me enunciate for a second, a silly little I'm 14 and this is deep outro to this video. Not even outro, fully just other clip that I'm gonna have to add on to this, and it's Friday technically already, so that's fun. Yes, let's get straight to the freaking part of this video that's super depressing and messed up, the nitty gritty, if you will. And also, because this is too long already, how is it that when you sit down to write a short little thing that's basically kind of just a poem, question mark? Not poem, but like, I don't know, it's just like a little thingy, you know? Lore, question mark. Fun thoughts and feelings with big words and whatever. How come every time you do that, it turns into a rambly rant with tangents and all sorts of shit that you weren't intending to say? That's 2 pages long, and also it is technically Friday already. But yes, lately I'm returning to this very scary feeling of being trapped. A feeling that comes from the sort of crux of my life, a very certain time in my life. At least I thought it came from that, but I thought it was something that I like overcame, something that I already went through. And I was like, dang, that sucked. I didn't like that feeling. But then I guess that's just mayhaps depression, question mark? And I forget that that's just sort of something to live with, unfortunately. Okay, for some reason I was just really scared and paranoid that I hit start streaming instead of recording, but I didn't, so that's good. Yeah, all this sort of stuff that I was like, I've already done this before. Like, I thought I was happy and fun and cool now. But yes, that climax of that time in my life, the crux of it or whatever, I'm sure it shares many similarities with lots of people. Shout out depression and whatnot. And I wrote another I'm 14 this is deep thing the other week that goes like this. I wrote it down here. And you come to the realization that just because this new situation isn't as aggressively negative, that doesn't mean it isn't ripping you apart from the inside out all the same. Very sad and depressing. Basically, it's just me over-exaggerating my complaints about living with other people and not being able to explore my interests and express myself, but it's very reminiscent of the writing style from when I was a wee lad and very sad and depressed, and I was like, oh wow, what was me ripping you apart from the inside out? That's insane. That's actually kind of crazy. Like, that's just being a writer, you know what I'm saying? I guess not, but sometimes, you know, sometimes you're real depressed and sad or whatever, and you're like, look at this, gamers. Oh no, my life is so hard. And it's actually not at all. But yeah, it's just sort of me complaining about that because I truly was not built to live with other people. It's insane. The other day I was so ready to crash out, and it wasn't even warranted in the slightest, probably. Wow, this is not a circle. I'm really not good at drawing circles, apparently. Yeah, that's more of a circle. What the hell am I saying? Freaking complaining about living with... Oh, the other day I was gonna crash out, even though it's fully no one's fault. Like, I'm just angry at people for, like, existing within my vicinity, because I was awake in the middle of the night, because I'm an idiot, taking a shower, low-key in the morning. That's how late it was. It was actually early, and I kept hearing noises, people like being awake potentially, or just like making noises in their sleep probably. And I'm just like, bro, go to sleep. Why are you awake right now? Let me take a shower at 5 in the morning, okay? In peace. The sun is not up. You don't need to be awake right now. And then I just get mad at stupid shit because I was taking a shower and then I was like clipping my nails and stuff, and then I fucked up my nails a little bit. Not in like a bad way. I mean, like I just did a bad job cutting my nails. thumbnails, and they were like off center and wonky and weird looking, and so that was a bit unfortunate. And I was like crouching weirdly in the bathroom, and then I had unintentionally started leaning sort of against the little sink thing, and my arm was resting on the side of it. And then I was like, oh wait, I live in a house with 2 other men living here, and they piss standing up, and they probably piss all over the place, because that's a fun thing that society did. They were like, boys will be boys, just the standard for peeing is whip your dick out and piss all over the floor. And there's simply no way to piss standing up without getting piss everywhere. Literally fight me on that topic. It's true, it's a fact. What the fuck am I even saying, dude? Basically freaking, my arm was resting on the side of the thing, and I'm like, oh, there's probably piss here, I just took a shower. Potentially germs and gross stuff on my arm now. That's fun. I just want to like, I simply need to be able to scream and run around and dance and sing or whatever, and just sort of exist without looking over my shoulder and locking my door and being like, are there other people within my vicinity? I'm afraid. It's just truly not how I was born to exist, you know? And so, yeah, what am I saying? I wrote some other stuff here. Let me like return to that. I've kind of just been yapping for a second. Yeah, it's just annoying to not be able to explore all my interests and express myself, which is partially my fault. Not my fault, but maybe my brain's fault, because I don't like exploring and not coming to people with stuff that I'm like 100% believe in. And so that way I'm like, if you think I'm lame, it's actually because you just have bad taste and you're stupid. Even with just like clothing and shit, because I'm so much more alternative than I seem regularly. Except, I don't know, sometimes I'll look in my mirror, this little mirror that's over here, the LED that's shining some bright white light over there. I can even turn this off. Would you look at that? It's pretty freaking bright. Illuminates my whole damn room. My phone has it like auto changes the colors and lighting and stuff, so hopefully they didn't fuck with something. Why did I say that? Sometimes when I'm looking in that mirror over there, I'm like, you know, I think I give off alternative slightly. Of course I wear lots of black. I got cool shoes. Sometimes I got pretty baggy pants, and they're like baggy in a way that is really cool. And I think I'm leaning more into liking baggier pants, because when I was younger I was like, this is kind of lame, they probably look stupid and weird. At least the ones that I own, I was like, they're not cool enough. Although maybe that was just because I was like, I'm lame or something, or I think they look weird on me, because it's weird to like look at yourself and be objective about things. You're just like, ew, that's me, I sound gross, I look gross, stuff like that. But you know, behind this censor bar, I have to remember that I am in fact hot as fuck, and the baggier pants that I do own do look sick as hell, dude. I was wearing some pants the other week, and these pants as well, particularly with some of my shoes, the way that they are super baggy and they like cover a bit of the shoe. And I'm not going to explain fashion to you or whatever, but it's basically just really cool. I can't tell if I'm like low-key losing my voice a little bit, because my vocal cords and whatnot feel a little bit strained. Who would have guessed streaming? Kind of like it's your part-time job. I've been streaming quite a bit recently for like 4 hours or more. Yeah, I've been doing like 7-hour streams, 5-hour streams. Freaking crazy, dude. And now I'm doing this. So maybe I need to shut up a little bit. I was also just doing random voices before this that are not good for my vocal cords, because sometimes I just like have cool voice lines from abandoned projects and stuff, from people who have cool voices, and cool voices in a way that's not conducive to having not bad vocal cords, having good vocal cords, if you will. So sometimes I'm just saying those lines because I think they're cool. What am I saying? I don't like exploring and existing in front of people. It's very strange and peculiar. Let me fucking get back on topic and stop yapping. It is very strange, very weird that I'm feeling a little bit trapped where I am now, because that's not what I was even saying. I was saying it's weird. It is weird that I feel that way, but it's even weirder to be going back to just writing bullshit from my brain and writing in that very I'm 14 and this is deep style, because it's not just a silly little script to put in a Fortnite video that I've been doing recently, or like bigger concepts and scenes for lore. It's not lore stuff. It's not a silly little conversation that you can barely hear. It's literally just me expressing thoughts and feelings in a very hyperbolic, self-deprecating, woe is me type of way, which is what I was doing back in the day that I've been talking about. I would do this a lot when I very first made my YouTube channel, but I wasn't posting anything because it was scary and awkward, and I was awkward and couldn't like speak out loud to save my freaking life. Back then, I don't even think I could do this. I'm like in a basement, far away from anyone. Sound fully doesn't travel that far, and even in this scenario I would not be able to do anything, and I was in this scenario. I remember, this is very revealing of my age, but I don't really care. Wait, this is low-key age reveal, but I'd probably do an age reveal soon anyway, and also I don't care because no one's gonna watch this. And they're certainly not watching all the way to the end here because there's like 3 different scenarios here. I keep forgetting the very beginning of this video is me just walking, because that was like 2 weeks ago at this point, and I didn't get the job. I think I fully forgot to say that at all, or even write it as a note in this little Google Doc that I have here. Yeah, I didn't get it, unfortunately, even though it felt really good. Felt like stuff was going on, and I like related on many aspects with the person who was interviewing me, and they said I asked good questions and stuff like that. But yeah, back in the day, age reveal, that's what I was doing. Freaking age reveal. I would skip class in high school. I guess this isn't an age reveal necessarily, and there's already only a range of like a few years. If you compile everything that I've said on the internet, everything that's public information, you could scour the internet. If you watch all the hours of Twitch VODs that I've uploaded, you could basically figure out what age I am. But yeah, I would skip school in high school, and I would just walk to this park thing that was kind of a part of the high school. I don't know. It was a bit strange and peculiar. And I would, at the time, I was writing so much stuff in my notes app, just sort of these super random, actually, like I keep saying that I'm sort of going back to what I was writing back then, but not really. That was like super depressing because I did not have a will to live in the slightest. So I was writing about that. This stuff was like super dark, super self-deprecating and woe is me type stuff. So yeah, remembering all that, what I'm writing now is actually kind of chill and cool and fun. But yeah, I would skip class, and I had a bunch of ideas too for super early on, like quote unquote lore stuff. I was like, what if I just sort of spoke out loud, sort of like a phone call kind of situation? I would use those notes app things for like scripts and stuff, writing very I'm 14 and this is deep lore. But then I would get my phone out and start recording and just be super awkward and like, what the hell? On some occasions there were people just there as well at the little park thing, but even when there weren't, I fully couldn't even get a single word out. It was absurd. I feel bad for feeling a little down, being a little bit depressed, because I live somewhere nice around people that I care about. I'm not struggling financially. I don't have to worry about shit, and I have a will to live now, for the most part. And especially after watching Crone's stream earlier today, because them and Cass were there yapping about something. They were just yapping about life shit, stupid problems that they got to deal with, and then Cass left, and then a bunch of other people, Crone's friends, appeared within the stream. It was sick nasty, and everyone was yapping about jobs and being medicated and other bullshit, and I was like, I don't know, I just sort of feel bad, you know, because I have it real nice here, and I don't even have a job, and I haven't had a job for a long time, a stupidly long time. And at first it was like, oh, I do need to do certain stuff, like getting a driver's license could be cool, and it would make it easier to get a job, and all these other life things. But then it also was procrastination and being evil and whatnot, and now it's been like several years absolutely freaking jobless, and I don't even work on stuff that I would like to be a job eventually, like YouTube or Twitch streaming or whatever. I don't work hard enough on that stuff. Yeah, I feel very bizarre. No, I feel very bad, but also bizarre. It is bizarre to be returning to this certain mindset of being like, oh, I'm so trapped, my life is so hard, gamers. And I guess I need to use my brain for a second and my ability to look at things objectively. And also remember that sometimes I'm kind of a sociopath, so let me use that for a second, you know? Just like turn off all my emotions and be like, let's lock in, gamers. But yeah, I need to take a step back and look at things objectively and realize, you know, wait, what? I need to realize that I'm in a better place, objectively. Literally, objectively speaking, I'm not depressed anymore. You know, it's been cured. I have zero depression and I've never had it ever before. My situation, my life or whatever, it's not as aggressively negative as I was yapping about before. You know, that little thing that I wrote. I need to like sit properly for a second. Don't know how long I've been here, but now it hurts. Ow. Yeah, there are many aspects of my life that I wish I could start interacting with, and there are also many aspects that I can interact with now, and it's not like I've perfected those either. Like, I could just focus on making my streams better or start actually doing lore over on YouTube and get even better at editing, because I may in fact buy the studio version of DaVinci Resolve soon, like tomorrow probably, like later probably, because it's whatever time it is. It's 3:40 a.m. and I am in fact going to stay up to edit this and then upload it. So that's cool, that's fun. And this isn't a symptom of anything, but I really am trying to collect every single creative hobby there is, and unfortunately I really want to become good at them all at the same time. And I guess that's how you do it, but it feels annoying. I'm not good at balancing stuff like that. Like when I did have a job eons ago, I wasn't good at the whole work-life balance thing. And I guess if you consider YouTube and Twitch and stuff my like current job in quotations, because I'm not earning a single dollar from it, but technically all the work I'm doing now is gonna build up to a point where like when I am making money, it's gonna pay off or whatever. So if you count this as a job, I'm not good at the work-life balance even now. Horrible at it even. But yeah, I guess you gotta do everything all at once, unfortunately, which feels really difficult, because I want to like become good at something and like master it, and then be like, I can do that now. I can edit YouTube videos now. I can be a YouTuber. I can Twitch stream now, which I guess are skills that I have now for the most part, kinda. Twitch streaming not as much, because when people do start appearing and saying stuff in chat, it does get a little bit overwhelming. I'm saying that as someone who's like, the situation I'm thinking of in my brain right now, there was fully only like 3 or 4 people in chat at the same time, but that was a little bit spooky, and I had to worry about all the other streaming things and the other stuff I was doing on stream. The Sudoku stream, shout out Sudoku. I was trying my absolute hardest to play Sudoku and pay attention to all the chats that were coming in. So maybe not the greatest at that, but I do have skills that I've quote unquote mastered and can kind of move on to other ones. I don't know. Unfortunately, I think it truly is just time, and I do have to start incorporating like actually just 5 minutes of practicing guitar every day or something. Probably be longer than 5 minutes, because I'm so bad at just starting stuff, but usually when I do get started, I'm like, oh, I want to do this for all eternity. Before stream, usually I'm complaining in my head and being like, oh, I don't want to do this, I'm tired, I just want to go to sleep. And then I'll start stream and be like, actually, let me just do a whole 5-hour stream right now, because why not? That was scary. There's also this aspect of like, if not now, when? Because like there are all these skills that I would like to have, but balancing stuff is hard and learning stuff is difficult, unfortunately. So like if I don't learn guitar now and turn that into a skill that I just have, where all I have to do is write songs and have fun or whatever to like passively get a little bit better, mastering the skill, if you will. How am I gonna get to that point 10 years from now, where I'm a bodacious babe making music in my cute little house with like covered in a bunch of stupid tattoos because I've been like desperately wanting to obtain a tattoo recently. And my mom recently, she was even like, I don't remember if she said this was coming up soon, but she was like, I did take off time off my job to go and get a tattoo or whatever. And she's not really that kind of person. She only has like 1 or 2 tattoos, I think. Maybe just 1? I don't know, but she's not really the type of person to get tattoos. She's not like alternative or whatever. She's actually recently, weird thing to get into at the end of this pod, and this is too long. 44 minutes. There were big chunky pauses. There's stuff to edit, but this is still going to suck. And also, what am I saying? Maybe I don't get into that, but basically my mom is actually slightly traditional, and she found out my opinion on something that's like slightly political, and then she was like, that's crazy, I can't believe that. That's what she was saying. She was fully saying, I can't believe that. And she was like low-key debating me. That was kind of crazy. She was like bringing up all these points. She was like, how could you believe this? I can't believe you've done this type shit and stuff like that. But that's not what that's supposed to look like. I do need to like fucking draw this because I'm yapping so much more than I intended to yap. I just like wrote some stuff out, some stuff being 2 pages of stuff to say verbatim. I'm kidding, it wasn't exactly verbatim, and I kind of just winged it for a lot of sections of this, and also added my own little anecdotes and things. But yeah, whatever and whatnot. What was I even yapping about before? I've made it to the end of the 2, is it 3 pages at this point? 3 pages of yapping. And 3 pages because the way I format stuff, just so it's like easier to understand for my brain when I'm in the moment, is I do try to, it's the space button a lot. So it's like 1 line of something that I'm supposed to say and things like that. What am I even yapping about though? Guitar question mark. I would like to learn it. Very fascinating little concept here. Wow, this is the most inaccurate thing I've ever drawn. Maybe I don't draw it the way I'm drawing it. I don't know. Is this inaccurate? Most certainly. I tried drawing all the little dots on the frets, and then I was like, oh, I didn't draw this guitar accurately in the slightest. Let me not cover the microphone. That's a good idea, right? Like, if I'm speaking and the mic's picking up, let me not like do this so that you can fucking hear me properly. See a strange and peculiar little drawing here. Mayhaps I do this later because it's significantly easier to draw a thingy when you're not supposed to be yapping and stuff. And I'm just sitting here making the file size bigger because I'm not saying anything, which makes it easy to edit if I'm not saying anything. But also like I'm kind of just wasting megabytes here because video files are absolutely insanely massive. Do I have any finishing thoughts though? Yeah, big sad moments. Been feeling kind of depressed lately, but I suppose I need to get it in my brain that life is very fluid, question mark. It does sort of ebb and flow like, just like generally as a like bigger machine, which is unfortunate, not even including being super depressed all the time and whatnot, you know? Because that, does it count as ebb and flow if sometimes it's like a light switch? Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh, you know what? I actually just want to sleep the rest of the day away because nothing is interesting or fun anymore. But also life does that, and generally feelings and things. I feel like I never realized that stuff has been building up a little bit because usually stuff is just a chip on my shoulder, question mark? Is that the right saying? But usually stuff happens and I'm like, sure, why not? I don't care. This is gonna be an hour-long recording. That's fun. There was a big gap. That's actually not too bad. Just cutting out that gap. I don't fucking know. Let me shut up and say this thing. Looking back, there are many instances where something occurs and people are like, dang, gamer, sorry to hear about that or whatever. And it like is objectively a negative thing, but I'm like, that's fine. I'll just keep applying to hundreds of jobs, you know? It's perfectly fine that places have rejected me, but then I started running out of places to apply to where I live, and then I had to deal with other stupid bullshit recently, and then sometimes you just like want to scream or something, but I don't live in that cute little house, and I don't know how to play guitar or whatever. I'm not alone here, and it would be weird if I screamed, and I'm just not in the right environment to be able to do that. Even my brain wouldn't be able to produce that kind of sound, and so guitar, basically, you know. I guess what I should have done if I wanted to draw the neck properly and draw all the frets is I should have started at the right side of the neck and then started drawing the frets, because then it would have been like more accurate. The neck would have been the right size, but I was just generally looking at it. I'm like, how big is the neck? And there's the body. The guitar's right here if you couldn't tell. I framed it so that you can see a little bit of the neck there. I think a little bit of the body over here, potentially. But I did draw this the wrong way. Maybe I'll learn guitar soon. Is that the finishing thought? Did I finish saying the thing I was saying? Basically, I've just been frustrated and depressed lately. And I was like, can I even obtain a job, dude? I think I'm just not good at forgetting, or not. I'm not good at remembering things and applying them to other stuff, because when I was first looking for a job, the only reason why I worked at Wendy's in the past was because I was doing the same thing I'm doing now, like applying fully to hundreds of jobs, just like applying to literally anything that's in my general vicinity, and kind of not even if it's like a little drive away. I'm like, sure, if they'll hire me and give me money, applying to absolutely everything, doing lots of stuff. But I figured it would be different now because I live somewhere where you would think it'd be easier to get a job and the standards would be a little bit lower just because there's less people that live here. And so places that are hiring would probably not be desperate, but they're like more willing to hire somebody because there's a smaller pool of people that you can hire. And also I have more experience now from Wendy's and from other stuff. Shout out lying on your resume. No, but on paper I'm still not the greatest, but you would think I'd be able to get a job. And been applying to many places and not really hearing back or just getting rejected. But there's a couple promising stuff, some stuff recently that seems like I could maybe get hired for, and I'm like building up the confidence. I've been to a couple of interviews that I sort of absolutely freaking ruined completely, because like even in this, I keep forgetting this is this video. This podcast is also going to be an hour long, apparently. It was already like 30 minutes, and now I've been sitting here for an hour just yapping and being an idiot. This video, I went to that window thing, and it was such a good interview comparatively. I kind of used the wrong word. Compared to my typical interview that I go to and absolutely ruin and make them want to never speak to me again. Basically, that one was good, but it could have been way better. And so now I feel like the next interview I go to is going to be legendary, potentially. So job incoming soon. Hopefully. And so maybe I won't be so depressed. I will be sort of obtaining a life. I'm rich now, potentially. Probably, I'm assuming. Not like I'm rich now. There was just an annoying thing going on where my money was in a different account that I didn't really have access to, but I have all of my money now, my life savings. And so I'll use that to obtain DaVinci Resolve Studio, which will be legendary, which will make it so much easier to do lore stuff. Yeah, DaVinci Resolve, potentially purchase a car. And I've been floating the idea around my brain recently to maybe just get a job in the bigger city that is like a 30-minute drive away. Because if I have my own car, like I'm perfectly fine driving 30 minutes to work every day, because then I can just keep working there forever, for all eternity, because I want to move to that city anyway after I save up enough to purchase my cute little house. But yeah, this is far too long, and I actually hate that I've done this to myself, because it's Friday and it's 4 a.m. This has to go out in less than 12 hours. Like 12, that's like 3 hours less. This has to go out in 9 hours. It won't go out in 9 hours. I don't even know if it's going to be released today on Friday. I can edit all of this today and start exporting it. I don't know if the export and upload is going to not take years. So finishing thoughts, I already said them. Been depressed, but working on it. Shit ebbs and flows, you know? I've been real sad and not good, but I'm working on it. And I'll be sad and not good in the future, even when I have a job and a life and, well, I was going to say friends, potentially, but in real life friends, because low-key gamers, I'm always afraid and scared to call people my friend. But Executioner, shout out MSN the Executioner, he called me his good friend the other day on stream, and so that was cool. So we are in fact friends, and also I'm more comfortable being like, oh, Crone and Cass and Monty are all my friends, dude. Because I watch their stream often. They're always like, you're a cool gamer. And I'm drawing them. They're like, we're excited to see it. They know stuff about me. I know stuff about them. We've been like, I was gonna say rubbing off on each other. Bit of a weird sentence, but I mean in the like phrase that people say type of way, where it's like we've been influencing each other to say weird shit. Like the other day I kept wanting to say ooga booga, which Crone was saying in a Discord call that we ran. And that too, that's another sort of threshold milestone that we passed. Been yapping at Crone in a Discord call, you know, communicating directly to each other. So it's not that parasocial anymore. It's actually just like low-key we're friends, you know? So I guess I kind of am obtaining a life. Like that thing I was saying earlier. Hang on, I have it written down verbatim right here. So let me scroll back. Yeah, there are many aspects of my life that I can interact with. So let me perfect that. Let me Twitch stream it and be fun and cool and make friends and whatever. And draw this silly little guitar. I actually made quite a bit of progress. I just need to finish the bridge, potentially draw the strings, do a little teeny tiny bit of shading, and then I'll ink it or whatever. That's the term I use because that makes sense. I don't know if that's like exclusively a comic book thing, because my dad's really into comic books and is also an artist sometimes. So I learned that phrase from him, unfortunately, like inking a piece, inking a comic book page, but usually that's like actual ink, and it's a very like comic book style with like the real dark shadows and stuff. So not what I'm doing here. I'm using a ballpoint pen to make it look a little more freaky and cool, but I'll do that, ink it, put them side by side at the end of this, right now, if you will, because leave a comment, I suppose.